All right, so we're going to continue with these notes. Different classes left off in different spots. So we're just going to go over number 3 again. So if your class already did it, then that's fine. But just make sure that you're watching the video all the way through. So on number 3, we know that there is no distribution because there's no parentheses. So we can move on to step 2, which is combine like terms. Like terms have to be on the same side of the equal sign. So on this side over here, my like terms are 5 and 9. 5 plus 9 is 14. Bring down the 17x, bring down the equal sign. On this side, I have 27x and negative 4x. So 27 minus 4 is 23. So that becomes 23x, bring down the plus 14. Combine like terms is done. Next step is to move the smaller variable. My two variable terms are 17x and 23x. So the smaller one is 17x. So the way I'm going to move that is by doing the opposite of a plus 17x, which is minus 17x on both sides. Once I do that, I can bring down whatever has not been used, bring down the equal sign. And then these cancel out, and over here I have 23 minus 17x, which is 6x. Just gonna move this over. So we get 6x plus 14 equals 14. So I move the smaller variable, that's done. Next step is to add or subtract the constant. So the constant I wanna get rid of here is whatever's on the same side as this letter x. So in this case, I wanna get rid of the 14. And I'm going to do that by doing the opposite, which is minus 14. Let's bring down our equal sign, bring down 6x. On this side, 14 minus 14 is 0, so I can cross it out. I don't have to put a 0 here because I have 6x on this side. But on this side, when they cross out, since I have nothing left, I have to put a 0. Okay, step 4 is done. Next, I need to go ahead and divide by the coefficient, which is 6. When I divide by 6 on both sides, I get 0 divided by 6, which is 0. On this side, they cancel out, so we get x equals 0. All right, question 4. Step 1, distribute. In this case, we do have to distribute because we have parentheses. So I'm going to distribute to k, and I'm going to distribute to plus 1. So negative 4 times k is negative 4k. Negative 4 times positive 1 is negative 4. And then bring down the minus 3. On this side, there's no distribution, so just bring it down. Step 1 is done. Next, we are going to combine like terms. So my like terms here are, on this side, I don't have any. But on the right side, I have negative 4 and negative 3. So since they are both negative, negative 4 plus negative 3, I'm going to add the numbers. 4 plus 3 is 7 and keep the sign. So they become negative 7. And I'm going to bring down whatever hasn't been used. Negative 4k equals 5 minus 7k. Step 2 is done. Step 3 is to move the smaller variable. So the smaller variable here, I have my two variables are negative 7k and negative 4k. The smaller one is negative 7k, so to get rid of that, I'm going to add 7k to both sides. Going to bring down the 5. Negative 7 plus 7 is 0. Bring down the equal sign. Negative 4k plus 7k is 3k. And bring down the minus 7. I move my smaller variable. Next step is to add or subtract the constant. So my constant that I want to get rid of, remember, is the one that's on the same side as my variable, which is k. So in this case, I want to get rid of the minus 7. That's my constant. To get rid of it, we do the opposite of a minus 7, which is plus 7. 5 plus 7 is 12. Bring down the equal sign. Bring down the 3k. And negative 7 plus 7 is 0, so cancel it out. Step 4 is done. Finally, we're going to go ahead and divide by 3. Divide by the coefficient. 12 divided by 3 is 4. 3 divided by 3 is 1, so we're left with 4 equals k, or k equals 4. Remember, I can write it in any order I'd like. Step 5 is done. We're all done with question 4. Okay. I'm going to have you guys complete question 5 on your own, and I will check that one on Monday. Let's look at number 6. Number 6, we have y minus 5 equals 3 minus 9, parentheses y plus 2. So step 1 says to distribute. In this case, we know we do have to distribute because we have these parentheses here. So I'm going to distribute to y, and I'm going to distribute to plus 2. When I distribute, remember this negative that's in front of the 9 belongs to the 9. So I'm distributing a negative 9 to y, which is negative 9y. And I'm distributing a negative 9 to 2, which is negative 18. I'm going to bring down the 3 and bring down everything else. Y minus 5. Distribute is done. Next, we are going to combine like terms. So to combine like terms here, my like terms are, on this side I don't have any, because y and 5 are not like terms, because 5 doesn't have a y. On this side, I do have some. They're the constants that are 3 and negative 18. So 3 plus negative 18. In this case, their signs are different. So since they are different, I'm subtracting 18 minus 3, which is 15, and we make it negative. So when I combine those, I get negative 15. We're going to bring down the minus 9y and bring down the opposite side. Combine like terms is done. Step 3 is to move the smaller variable. So my variable terms here are the ones with the letter y. So y is a variable term, and negative 9y is a variable term. So remember, any variable without a coefficient has an invisible 1. So this is like a 1y. So what is smaller, positive 1 or negative 9? Negative 9 is smaller. So we're going to get rid of a negative 9 by adding 9y to both sides. So 1 plus 9 is 10y. Bring down the minus 5. Bring down the equal sign. And bring down the minus 15. We have moved the smaller variable. Step 3 is done. Step 4, add or subtract the constant. So in this case, the constant I want to get rid of is whatever's on the same side as the letter y. So not negative 15, I want to get rid of negative 5. And so we get rid of that by doing the opposite, which is a plus 5 on both sides. So drop down 10y. Negative 5 plus 5 is 0. Bring down your equal sign. And negative 15 plus 5 is negative 10. Because the signs are different, so we subtract. 15 minus 5, 10. Keep the sign of the bigger number. All right, step 4 is done. Finally, we need to multiply or divide by the coefficient. In this case, we are dividing by 10 on both sides. 10 divided by 10 is 1, so we get y equals negative 10 divided by 10 is negative 1. We can use a Dorito here, right? This 10 is negative. This 10 is positive, so my answer should be negative. And that's it. So make sure you complete question 5 on your own. I will check to see if you did that on Monday. Have a good day, guys.